The year was 1912. Villisca, Iowa, was a small town like any other. Life was simple. People worked hard. Neighbors knew each other. Children played in the streets. The Moore family, Josiah, Sarah, and their 4 children, Herman, Catherine, Boyd, and Paul, lived a peaceful life in their white-framed house. They were respected members of the community. No one could have predicted the horror that awaited them. Evil was lurking in the shadows, preparing to descend upon the unsuspecting town. Darkness fell upon Villisca. The Moore family prepared for bed. The children whispered secrets and giggled under the covers. Josiah and Sarah tucked them in, unaware that it would be their last good night. Silence fell over the house, but it was a deceptive silence. An intruder lurked in the shadows, an axe in his hand. No one knows exactly what happened that night. The events remain shrouded in mystery. But one thing is certain. Evil visited the Moore house. The intruder moved silently from room to room, his axe stained with blood. Each swing of the axe brought him closer to his goal. He showed no mercy. He left no survivors. Lena and Ina Stillinger, the 2 young guests, slept soundly in the downstairs bedroom. They were unaware of the carnage upstairs, but their time was running out. The intruder entered their room. He raised his axe. Their innocent lives were extinguished. The house was silent once more. But this time, it was the silence of death. The intruder had vanished into the night, leaving behind a trail of blood and terror. The peaceful town of Villisca would never be the same. The morning of June 10th dawned bright and clear, but something was amiss in Villisca. The Moore house remained unusually quiet. Mary Peckham, a concerned neighbor, noticed the stillness. She walked over to the house. She knocked on the door. There was no answer. She tried the doorknob. It was unlocked. Mary cautiously entered the house. She called out for Sarah Moore. Silence. She walked into the parlor. The sight that greeted her made her scream. The bodies of Josiah and Sarah Moore lay in their blood-soaked bed. The axe was still embedded in Josiah's skull. Panic surged through Mary. She ran out of the house and called for help. Soon the horrifying news spread through Villisca like wildfire. People rushed to the Moore house. They couldn't believe what they were seeing. The entire town was in shock. The authorities arrived and began their grim investigation. The scene was chaotic. The house was a bloodbath. The victims had all been bludgeoned to death with the axe. The killer had covered the mirrors with sheets. He had even eaten food from the pantry. It was a scene of unimaginable brutality. The shadow of doubt. The unsolved mystery. The Villisca Axe murders sent shockwaves throughout the nation. How could such a horrific crime occur in a quiet town like Villisca? Who could have committed such a heinous act? The investigation was intense. The authorities interviewed countless people. Several suspects emerged, but no one was ever charged. One suspect was a traveling preacher named Reverend George Kelly. Kelly was a known psychopath who had a history of violence against women. He was even in Villisca on the night of the murders. Kelly confessed to the crime, then recanted his confession. Without concrete evidence, the jury acquitted him. Another suspect was Frank Jones, a prominent Villisca businessman. Rumors circulated that Jones had hired someone to kill Josiah Moore over a business rivalry. However, no evidence ever linked Jones to the murders. Despite years of investigation, the Villisca Axe murders remain unsolved. The killer's identity remains a mystery. The lack of answers has fueled countless theories and speculation. Some believe the killer was a transient, passing through Villisca on that fateful night. Others believe the killer was someone the Moore family knew, someone who wanted revenge. Echoes of the past. The haunting of the Villisca Axe Murder House. The Villisca Axe murders left an indelible mark on the town. The house on 508 East 2nd Street stood as a chilling reminder of the horrific crime. Whispers of strange noises, cold spots, and unexplained occurrences. People claimed to have seen the ghosts of the Moore family and the Stillinger girls wandering the halls. The house had become a magnet for paranormal investigators and thrill-seekers alike. The house remains a chilling reminder of the brutal crime that took place there over a century ago.